Okay, so this is just going to be a very short video on me just kind of blasting through how to understand a electrochemical cell. So an electrochemical cell is made of two half cells, 1, 2. One of the half cells will be a reduction and one of them will be an oxidation. I like to think of it in terms of reducing agents and oxidizing agents, but just so it's clear, a reducing agent is where oxidation occurs because it's reducing something else. An oxidizing agent is where reduction occurs because it's oxidizing something else. And obviously oxidation is the loss of electrons, reduction is the gaining of electrons. So that being said, how do these correspond to the actual diagram? Well, you should have been taught that the reducing agent always should go on the left. In the exam, there are a few times where they just flip that just to confuse you and get you thinking. But basically, normally the reducing agent goes on the left, leaving the oxidizing agent on the right. In terms of then electron transferring, the electrons will transfer from the reducing agent to the oxidizing agent because oxidation is the loss of electrons, so it's this side where the electrons are being lost. Reduction is the gaining of electrons, so it's this side where the electrons are being gained. In terms of electrodes then, the positive electrode is going to be where the electrons are gained. So, if you're following with me right now, the positive electrode will be the oxidizing agent, so it will be where the reduction occurs. So, if it's drawn normally, and that's a big if, then the cathode, the positive electrode, will be on the right. The reason it's called a cathode, because this is another thing people get confused on, just think of cation and anion from Chem 4. The cation is the positive ion. Similarly, the cathode is the positive electrode. The anion was the negative ion, so the anode is a negative electrode. Okay, so now that you understand the flowing of electrons, the reducing/oxidizing agent, what is this big V in the middle? Well, that is a voltmeter, and all you need to know is that's a way of measuring the EMF value, so the E cell value. And the wire that's joining it is called the external circuit, and that's just to allow the flow of electrons to pass through. Below that we have the salt bridge, and this basically just allows the flow of ions to go in the backwards direction, so this way, and that's basically just to complete the circuit, because obviously you can't have a circuit that doesn't complete itself, so that's what that does. So that's pretty much everything for understanding this diagram. Yeah.